One of the things that people find really, really daunting is going for that job interview. So I just want to share just a few tips here about going for a job interview. First thing to say about a job interview is that this whole process begins way, way, way before the job interview. Who is the company? What is the organisation? What is the context? What's the sector like? Do you actually want to work for that particular company, and what's actually going on? You can do far more research now than you ever could have done in the past in terms of the company, how it's performing, the nature of the organisation, the employees, what's going on, and so on. It's really important to be very, very well briefed on the organisation, on the sector, and also on the individuals who are going to be interviewing you. You can now do a search and find out about the people who are interviewing you, and it can be very, very, very impressive when you know about the individuals as well as the organisation, as well as the team, and as well as the sector. So that's one thing. Do your homework in advance. You're also going to need to make sure that you look the part, and it's going to vary from organisation to organisation, from industry to industry, what is right in terms of being appropriately apparelled for the job interview. In the past it was about jackets, suits and ties for guys, for example. Nowadays in certain sectors it might well be more relaxed than that, but I think that if you're very nervous, it is wise to dress that one notch above. There's no harm in being very, very smart for the job interview, but again, do your research on that. Remember, come the actual day of the interview, you should have also done your preparation in other ways to go through what the kind of questions that you're going to be asked. You know most of the questions that you're going to be asked. Visualise the whole process, visualise yourself performing very well, and visualise those tough questions that you might well be asked. If you can, or if you want to, go through those interviews with somebody who it is that you know and that you trust, who can go through those interviews and perhaps who's experienced, somebody who perhaps has been an interviewer themselves. So that means that you're going to be prepared for most of the questions that you are going to be asked. It's also really important on the day to be relaxed. I think one of the mistakes that people make about the whole interview process is that even this word interview becomes a bit too formalised. I think that, see it perhaps as a more of a formal chat. It is a two-way process. The purpose of the interview is to find out if you are right for them and if they are right for you. It is a two-way process. Your job is to shine and to demonstrate that you can do that job. So one of the things that's going to be very important in that interview is for you to give actual examples of your accomplishments and how it is that they relate to that particular post. That's what it is that you've got to do. Remember on the actual day of the interview again that actually the interview process actually begins from the moment that you pitch up at that particular door of the organisation. So first things first, before you even get to going to the door of the organisation, do you know where it is? Allow that extra time. Do whatever it is that's going to make you feel comfortable and relaxed. If that's about going to the bathroom to make sure that you look appropriate and that you're relaxed and so on, then do that. Do whatever it is that makes you feel relaxed. If you want to have lots of extra time so that you know that you're comfortable before the interview, then do that. The moment that you walk into the building where you're being interviewed, the interview has begun. Charm and be polite and take an interest in everybody who it is that you meet. I think this is an area where so many people fall down. You can actually build a very strong rapport with the people who are interviewing you, or the team, or other people in the organisation from the moment that you walk in the door. So don't be so focused on the interview itself that you forget to actually charm people. For all you know, the person who's first of all meeting you might well be your colleague and so on, and you may have blown it if you're too focused on purely the interview and not interacting with that particular person. And again, this is where being yourself and being relaxed helps. During the interview, you've got to shine, and this is where your preparation will have helped. Be relaxed, be personable, take an interest in everybody in the room. Keep your answers clear, crisp and compelling again, with those examples based on your achievements in terms of how it relates to that particular job. At the end of the interview, ensure that you have got some questions it is that you can ask them too. It's really important to perhaps find out a little bit about, perhaps you might ask them what you see as the key priorities that you're wanting me to tackle should I be successful in getting this role. That's the kind of thing that shows that you're very keen and very, very confident. Enjoy the whole process, and of course, if you get the job, you've then got to decide, actually, is this the job for me? It's your one last chance to be clear about whether you want to go for the job as well. It's your one opportunity to then perhaps negotiate about some of the specifics and the logistics around that particular job. But I wish you well, and I wish you well in your new role. Take care.